This episode of The Recovery Couch is brought to you by JB Davis at South Dayton Toyota. For integrity, service, and unbeatable deals, call JB and his team at 513-267-5225 and tell them The Recovery Couch sent you. Welcome back to The Recovery Couch, where real stories are shared and hope is always within reach. I'm your host, Brandon Couch, and today I'm joined by Porcia Gossett. For 7 years, Porcia struggled with addiction, with crack cocaine as her drug of choice. Addiction slowly took everything from Porcia until one pivotal moment. She overdosed after smoking fentanyl. That moment became a turning point. Porcia knew she couldn't continue down the same path. Porcia made the brave decision to move away and enter a rehab facility where she began rebuilding her life one day at a time. Today, Porcia is over 17 months clean, and Porcia is actively engaged in Narcotics Anonymous while continuing to walk out her recovery with intention. Porcia has restored relationships with her family. She's rebuilt stability in her life, and when she speaks about her children, her gratitude and love are unmistakable. This is a story of surrender, resilience, and redemption. Wherever you're listening from, settle in, because you always have a seat right here on The Recovery Couch. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of The Recovery Couch. I'm your host, Brandon Couch, and today I'm here with a special guest who decided to be brave and open up and raise awareness about drug addiction. My guest today is Porcia, and she's battled drug addiction for over 7 years, with her drug of choice being crack cocaine. Porcia, how you doing today?
Good. How are you? Thank you for having me, Love.
My pleasure. So let's get into your time in recovery. Start us in addiction.
Addiction part, what led to it was basically a person that I met. She was lacing the weed that we were smoking with crack. And I didn't know for like a whole year. So basically, to her, I was her third victim. So I was kind of baited into doing it, and I didn't even know. So after a year, I basically got addicted and was doing it the regular way. I hated it, but I wanted to stop. But it was like an on and off thing. I didn't know how. And if I didn't have that drug, then I would turn to either meth or fentanyl. And that's even worse, especially when you die and come back. Like, I feel like God gave me a second chance. The breaking point was last year, before I got clean, because my sobriety date is 7/30/24. When somebody that didn't like me, I was smoking fentanyl with her, and she kind of like amped it up more, where I overdosed and died. And they had to bring me back to life. So dying and being 107 pounds. I mean, it was a reality check. And I have 3 kids, so I had to stop. It was time. My family kind of cut me off. My family has never used. They're the good people. I'm the black sheep.
Tell me about when you overdose. Okay, you're smoking fentanyl. What changed this time? What did you start doing different?
I moved away from where I could get drugs from. I knew every person who sold drugs. I could get it for free. I didn't have to do nothing for it. I can just get it. I can put it on credit. It was horrible. First, I went to rehab in Augusta, Georgia. And then once I finished the rehab there, then I went and moved to a halfway house in Beaufort, South Carolina. Eventually, I got kicked out from there, not because I relapsed, but because the girls felt intimidated by me and because I worked on a Saturday. I was losing hope because I thought I was going to relapse again, because I was in a state where I had no family. I didn't have no way back home, but I had a job. So my mom helped me out for 1 whole week in a hotel until I got my first paycheck, and I was booming since then.
What were like some of the worst parts of this entire journey, right? The recovery journey. And then what are some of the best parts?
The hard thing in recovery was being away from people that I knew, and being alone and being in a place where I didn't know anybody. And I had to get to know people and try and trust people, which was hard. Oh, that was the worst part, because of the emotional strain and me crying so much. That I hated that. But like, the beautiful part about it, when you finish your recovery and still being in recovery, like, I reconnected with my family more. I get to see my kids more. I have a car now.
To somebody like you said, to your point, Porcia, earlier in the conversation, that hasn't been through addiction, like, they're like rolling their eyes, like, getting your license. And you're like, hell yeah, bro, getting my license. That shit was a big deal.
Like, it's amazing how much you lose when you're in active addiction. Like it sucks. I lost stuff that my kids gave me, man. Like I regret some stuff, but you can't. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it now but start over. So I was literally at the bottom.
What are you doing as far as active steps to stay sober?
I still do NA. I do an NA meeting. A virtual meeting. It's recovery. It's called Recovery is Possible.
As we close today's episode, I want to sincerely thank Porcia Gossett for sharing her story with such honesty and courage. Porcia's journey reminds us that no matter how far addiction takes somebody, recovery is still possible. 17 months clean represents more than just time. It reflects commitment, it reflects accountability, and it reflects growth. The restoration of Porcia and her relationships, especially the relationships with her children, are a powerful testament to what healing can look like. If you're listening and wondering whether change is still possible for you, let Porcia's story serve as a reminder. It is never too late. I want to thank you for spending time with us here on the Recovery Couch. If this episode resonates with you, consider sharing it with somebody who may need it. Please subscribe, like, comment, let us know what you think. And remember, you always have a seat right here on the Recovery Couch. This episode of the Recovery Couch is brought to you by Greg Swartz at Remax Victory and Affiliates. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, Greg brings heart, hustle, and honesty to every deal. Call Greg at 937-477-8975 today and tell him the Recovery Couch sent you.